Hello and welcome to another LED building set review. Today we got a set from Fantasy. For full disclosure, this was sent to me as a review copy. I did not pay for it. However, I did mention that my review is my own and everything I say is honest to my audience, and they were okay to accept that. Although they did say I want me to point out a few things from their product thing. I'm not showing the box here because what the copy they sent me is not the final box. So just the instructions here. They want me to point out some of the selling points is that there's a curved outline and internal details. Obviously, this is a half-cut sort of internal skeleton kind of design, and all the curved details on the toy on the Astro Boy part himself, bent. And there's going to be more than 10 movable joints. We're going to be taking a look at that. The bricks inside, a lot of them have silver spraying, and we're going to take a look and see how good and consistent those are. A pretty good black base so the figure doesn't fall over. The back base also attaches some electronic equipment for the lights. And it's very important to point out that this is an official licensed product, as it says here on the box that I had, as well as Tezuka Productions. One more thing to mention about this product is that it is the Astro Boy 70th anniversary as of recording of this video. And finally, if you're interested in this set and you want to buy one for yourself, please have a look at the link below. There's an Amazon link right there. And they've actually given me a 15% off coupon code 15digger with capital D. So once again, if you want to check out some of their products, go to the video description below, click on the link, or click and have a look at some of their other products as well. Got a card for them, Fantasy. You got the QR code on the back. And yes, as if you scan this, you will get a free mini set thing limited to 1,000, so maybe it's already all been taken. It has a pink brick separator with their logo printed on it. That's kind of cute. And all of the LED and light up kits are in their own little separate bag and instructions, or the baggies themselves are numbered. That's pretty cool. Makes it very easy to follow. On top of this being a relatively easy set to put the LEDs into anyway. The instruction booklet itself is pretty hefty, and it's got all the extra information, how the light ups and stuff work, a bit more information about Astro Boy himself, showing you like which bags combine into which part of the figure. And that's actually a lot of cute little Astro Boy heads, like the more you know kind of thing, printed inside. And one of the things that they've done is because they can't print silver, all the gray bricks that are silver have a little shiny thing on them when you build them. On the back, you got more like Astro Boy pictures, cartoon, and very slight hint of the comics printed there. Every time throughout the build, when you get to a certain part, there is a percentage black page telling you how much you've completed, which is neat, I guess. It's good to have, chapters in an instruction manual. So without further ado, here he is all built. If I was to bring in a minifigure for size comparison, then you can see he's pretty big. I'm personally not a fan of like the half skeleton kind of thing design, but a lot of people are, and they are pretty cool sometimes. I do wonder if they will release another set that's just the Astro Boy. I suppose you can buy two of these sets and just combine the side, maybe. So that would be cool. So aside from Astro Boy himself, he also comes with a stand with an Astro Boy logo printed right there. So the stand itself is pretty cool. I am not going to detach him from the stand because he's got the wirings and lights going through him. And he has a connector plug on the back to make sure that he doesn't fall over and stuff, even though the figure itself is articulated. So if you don't want to do the light up stuff, you don't want him attached to the stand, he can move around a little bit. As like an action figure. There's some gassing up and machinery on the back, which hides this whole light up kit pretty well. As for Astro Boy himself, there's no stickers here. Everything you see is printed on the face. That's really good. It's pretty cute. You got the nose there. So in terms of articulation on his less exposed side, there's a ball peg here, ball peg there. So you see I'm twisting his knee around and it can rotate. So there's a lot of movement there depending on how you want to display him. The arm is on a ball peg, but because the way it's been built, it's not too much movement. The hand itself is also on a ball peg, so there's still relatively a lot. The head unfortunately cannot move. I think that's due to the fact that there's a light in there and they don't want you to stretch the wire. Other robotic side, exposed side, has a lot of ball peg movements there. Be careful of that. The knee pad will pop off if you push this forward too much. It gets in the way. Foot is on its own little ball peg, so it's very articulated. Same as the robot arm. You got a lot of extra joints here actually, so you can do a lot more movements. It's like yay, and all the fingers as well. So the exposed side moves a lot more than the not exposed side. In terms of coloring, it's pretty good. The exposed side is very cool. There's a lot to see, a lot of tiny little mechanical details there. It is pretty cool. The heart in there is also quite nice. On the not exposed side, the green, the black, and the red are all very sharp and much like from what I've seen in the cartoons and stuff. The overall build is pretty solid, very easy. It was a fun time building this. I did not feel tired, my hands did not hurt after building it, so the bricks come together pretty nicely and the clutch overall is pretty good. The only loosest part on this figure would be the ear, because it's literally attached by just one stud there and it just gets in there. The fitting there is just right, just accurate. So, but you know, it doesn't fall off anything. It's just like I was kind of knocking it off when I was building the rest of the head. So that's pretty good. This is quite smart. These little pieces to come together to make the more pointy hair bit, that's quite neat. So onto the electronics side, you can see that it mostly attached to the stand itself. You could just unplug them and detach Astro Boy if you want to, but they're still gonna have some wires dangling, which I guess is quite realistic because he's exposed. Now this thing comes with two types of power inputs. You got this battery pack there, which attaches on to the surface or any of the Lego parts, and you just attach this wire, you can do that. Or you got this USB connector. Now whatever you do, even if this thing is not powered on, even though there's no battery inside this box, do not attach these at the same time and do not add a power source to them at the same time. This thing will start burning up, it gets really hot. That is a safety thing. Never plug more than one power supply in at the same time, even when this thing is off. It will burn, it will melt, and it will be a hazard. I just have to warn that. So you might be curious about this thing on the back, so it's kind of cool. So on this side, that's the power input, and then there's two outputs here, and these two outputs, one of them is attached to his heart, the heart LED, and so you got two outputs there. So in theory you could put the eye LED in there too for the same effect. So this dial is for speed, and this switch is for three different types of LED display. There's fading, there's blinking, and there's a faster fading. Not sure how that goes. They're very similar. So without further ado, let's plug this in. I'm gonna have some nice shots afterwards. So right now the switch, the eye LED is just plugged into the power source, so it doesn't blink or anything. The heart LED is plugged into that little circuit board, and it's on the faster setting. I can slow that down. You can see now it does have a very slow fade. That's pretty neat. If I switch the switch up one level, it's a blink, stop, blink, stop. If I rotate the dial, I've sped up the blinking. But there's still a little bit of a gap in there. Switch it again, and this is also a fading one. I can make it so fast, it's blinking so fast. He's having a heart attack. So yeah, it's just two different speeds of fade and blinking, stop. And the dial is analog, so you can adjust how fast you want it. There are middle grounds, like I don't want it too fast or too slow, then you can do that too. So that's actually pretty cool. I've not seen one of these. This is the first time I've seen one of these boards on the back. I think it's really, really neat. This is really cool, and you see there's a lot of engineering going on there. There's, you know, you got, I guess that's like that'll be the programming chip, I guess, with a little bit of memory in there. Are there resistors in here? I guess it does have a printout of out and in, so you know you're not plugging it in the wrong way around. And yeah, it's really cool. So plastic quality pretty decent, build quality is pretty decent. I looked at the price for this set and I think it's very reasonable, because you also get a light up kit and a pretty cool sort of electronic chip that comes along with it for the different fadings and light shows if you want to do. Yeah, I do, like, I don't care for Astro Boy, I don't care for this kind of set, but I still have to admit that this is a pretty nice set. The overall build process was pretty fun and pretty neat. If you like Astro Boy, you like anime and stuff, this would make a nice display piece. It's good, so check out the description below, check out where you can buy this Astro Boy figure, and just check out some of the other sets as well. As always, take care, have a nice day, I'll see you guys soon, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon, bye bye now.